welcome to episode 2 of Around the LumberYard. Liam Sample here with Chris Mickelson and LumberKings assistant coach Tyler Monkman. Coach, awesome to have you on for another episode. Heard that the last episode went over really well for your family. Did you enjoy being on the podcast?
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy talking ball. I'm a big podcaster, so I'm all about it whenever you want me on.
Well, we appreciate you being on for week 2. So LumberKings just wrapped up week 3 of the season, a 6-game road trip. Started 0-2, rattled off 4 straight wins, now sitting solo second in the Northwest Division. Coach, it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride the first 2 weeks of the season to be, a couple games above 500 now. Are you feeling a little bit more comfortable?
No. You can never be comfortable, right? You try to avoid complacency. We're in a good spot, and I think we just need to build off of a good road trip. Anytime you can, talking about from the last week's podcast, anytime you can get off the road and be above 500, you had a good week.
So I'll ask you first, Chris, because Coach Monkman and I were on the road trip. From an outsider, sort of looking in on what happened in those 6 games, going 2-4. What was your perspective on what you saw on the road?
Aside from the first game at Quincy, runs, and more runs. It was just scoring a ton. I mean, what was it? 6 games. We scored how many runs in those 6 games?
I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah.
Plenty.
So I keep track. Obviously, listen to you, Liam, on the road, and
yes.
So you got at least one listener.
Yeah, I'm honored.
But it was just nice to hear that just the bats came alive, and I text you, Tyler, after the Thrillville and the second one there, and it was just nice to see. After those first 2 Quincy games, it was frustrating because we lost again on the road. Why can't we win on the road? But then we rattle off 4 straight wins. I'm sure we'll get some more of that, but it was nice to see us score a lot of runs, and everyone likes to score runs. That's how you win. I
mean, offensively, Coach. Personally, I know I've been very excited for the arrival of Caden Frommel and Noah Thine, a couple of returners, and you're new here, so am I. Seeing those guys in full form this week was a lot of fun, huh?
Yeah, those are high level approaches. They're not trying to do anything too crazy, and then the results show how well they're able to do it. And all of a sudden, Fromm's here and he's got multiple doubles, and it seems like a very simple approach, and there's nothing too flashy, and it just gets done. All of a sudden, you look down, and he's sitting there at the top of the team in doubles already, and he's been here like a week. So Thiner, is putting together gritty at bats, and just taking what the game gives them, putting down bunts, playing great defense, bringing a ton of energy. They're everything as advertised.
Yeah, Frommel in game 2 against Quincy. I didn't realize this till yesterday. He set the record, or prospect league record for the LumberKings with most doubles in a single game. He had 3 doubles in that game 2 of the road trip. Even though LumberKings ended up losing, that was an unbelievable performance from him, and he sort of brought the energy the whole week. So he was awesome. And then other guys who were as advertised were seeing Studman and Will Speck, 2 Iowa Central kids who just wrapped up the JUCO World Series, coming and playing end of last week into this week. They're pretty cool too, huh?
Oh yeah. Once they got their feet wet and kind of got around the guys, got used to everything, and got comfortable, we knew it was going to play. I mean, what they can do is pretty special. So it was just a matter of time, just kind of get comfortable and get settled in.
Studman 5 of 16 with 5 starts and I think 5 runs and 2 home runs too. So he's just done a little bit of everything for the offense. So yeah, it was a very cool road trip. And Chris, so what else did you see in terms of the road trip?
Well, I see it. I'm just looking at the stats. We have 10 guys right now batting over 300, and another guy batting 290. So I just love seeing bats come alive. Beating Quincy, or not beating Quincy, kind of stings a little bit because it's in division, and we need to find a way to beat those guys on the road because it's going to come more and more. But then rattling off, like I said, the 4 straight, scoring double-digit runs and. All of those games, the 4 wins, possibly. I could be wrong.
I think so.
I think they're all double digits. Yeah.
I think so.
And what did you say, Tyler? It's when they start throwing position players out there more than relievers. That's a good formula for success on our side.
I think
not quite their side.
I think that was a combination of us getting to the bullpen early and just the amount of lead we have, and sometimes maybe they're just not thinking it's worth throwing a quality arm with playing later in the week and another, their division coming up. Maybe they're just like, okay, we're going to save it because why run it out when you're getting the break speed off of you?
So I was looking through last night these stats from the week offensively. First of all, Ben Toft and Gavin Aubrey are unbelievable freshmen. The fact that they're both freshmen at their respective schools is insane. Aubrey had a 9 RBI week, and Ben Toft, I think, had 7 hits or 8 hits. He reached on base at over a 500 clip, stole 7 bases, and had in game 1 against O'Fallon. He had the game winning hit.
Yeah, and that was a 2-out, bases loaded
Bunt.
kind of a thiner.
Yeah.
He outshined Fine. He outshined Fine, and that was surprising and also awesome that he picked up on it and used what he has, right? Used his speed, used his ability to bunt, and took what the defense gave him. And we had heads up base running and created chaos on the bases like we like to do.
Good send by him. So Cole Landclose is on. So for context, those of you who didn't see it, 2 outs, bases were loaded. Ben Toft laid a bunt down in a 1-run game to the left side, reached first on the throw. When the first baseman has his head down, your third base coach, Cole Landclose, is on third, and he advances home. So would you tell Cole in the sequence, like, just watch, and he just ran?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a combination. I'm not going to take credit because obviously, Cole's doing the running and playing. But I'm just like, hey, heads up here, heads up, up, and he saw that his head was still down. I'm like, go, let's go. So yeah, he did, and we took advantage. And then obviously nobody covering there, and then I can't remember who it was that followed in behind at third as well.
Schinkel, yeah, and then there was a double steal in the next pitch, and Toft goes to second, Schinkel waiting, goes. Like, that was just...
And we talked about that too. I told Schinkel, I said, hey, 2 outs here. If he goes, right, make the read, we're going home. I'm like, we're taking it. So, again, that's not on that. That's just a heads up of, hey, let's be ready, and if they throw, we're going. And they got to execute, and they did.
47 of 53 in stolen bases in 17 games that's a big number.
That's a good recipe. I mean, these guys, that just means guys are on base, which you love to see, because you can't steal a base without guys on base. And so we're getting on base at a very 418 clip. So that's we'll take as a whole. That's as a whole.
Yeah, if we can be over 400 as a group, and we're well over that, that's a very good on base percentage as a total lineup.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a good way to end the road trip. Were there conversations, like, internally between the coaches after the second loss to Quincy? Like, okay, we really got to win tomorrow, and, like, really kind of the better way to word that question would be what really led to that turnaround of how quickly you guys got the ship going?
Yeah, I mean, you try not to panic. I mean, we've all played a lot of baseball and been there before, unfortunately, and I think our guys understood the challenge and understood that we had to get back to, like, what you call Burke ball, right? Burke ball, and it's right. It's gritty at bats. It's tough ABs. We left a couple out there where we're getting too big, trying to do too much in a small ballpark in Quincy, and I think we kind of knew that, and we let that affect our approach. And instead of just being inside, being on top of the baseball, taking what the game gives us, we got a little big because eyes got a little big with the park, and just learning how to handle the road trip and getting settled in. And once we were in, I think our guys were good. So
I don't use Burkhart ball lightly. I was asking him today about his playing career. In 3 years at LSU Shreveport, he stole over 30 bases every year, and he told me he used to take 100 bunts every day in practice. He used to bunt 100 times every day. Yeah. So I don't use we don't use that term lightly. No. That was how he played baseball. Was what you guys have been able to do to teams. It's pretty cool.
I mean, in a world where everyone loves the home run, the long ball, these guys, I love seeing take your walks, bunt if you have to, move guys over, get them in, get them on, get them over, get them in. It's a cliche, but it's a winning formula for success.
That formula has won baseball games for
150 years. Yeah.
Right. Yep. So I'm big on it. You talk about it a lot. I was big on it with I believe it was in the Cubs game when they didn't bunt Tucker.
We got it.
Hindsight, and he came back with a good one. He's only had a bunt once in his career, but as far as it goes, watch College World Series. That's a big park. You'll see a couple big boy flies, but most of it you're going to see guys get on, get over, get in. They're going to play situational baseball, and they're going to pitch and play defense. Manufacture runs, limit runs, and then you win.
It is really fascinating. That's the style of offense this team has run through, because I think last year's Clinton team hit a lot of home runs. Chris, I think you know this, especially playing at such a pitcher-friendly park. They hit a lot of home runs. And speaking of home runs, Jackson Mishler yesterday had his baseball game, 7 RBIs. That matches the most for I think a Lumber King in a single game in the Prospect League. Nick Ventiker did it last year in Quincy. He had 7 RBIs. I mean, Nick Ventiker's a starter for Creighton, and now he's playing in the Cape Cod League. Yeah. And Mischler comes in and has 7 ribbies yesterday and a grand slam and a bases clearing double. So, Monk, what do you see from that guy?
I just think he's an under radar middle infielder that hopefully he's going to start getting the looks he deserves. I got a front row seat to him for 2 years, unfortunately against us. But it's great to have him on my side now. Right? So it's nice to see him. He's a great kid. He deserves, he's earned, the chance to get a good shot at the next level at a very good program. And he's got 7 of his 10 RBIs in one game. But he's a great kid. He's a hard worker, and I think he's going to open up some eyes and hopefully get the offers that he's earned.
Yeah, having a 7 RBI game is just mind-blowing, but to do it in 2 ABs, it might be the most impressive part of it. So, yeah, that was big yesterday and leading the team to a big win over O'Fallon and completing the 4-game winning streak. So we'll shift over to this week, and Chris, I know you're excited for this big homestand coming up, 6 straight at home. We'll all be involved in our variety of ways. But Chris, what are you looking at for this week?
We got some Springfield. Nice to see them for the first time this year, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. That'll be. They're always tough here. They always come ready to play. Then we have. Just the amount of teams that we're gonna see different teams than we usually do, and it's always just nice to be home. There'll be a nice long home, so you don't have to worry about working today with not tomorrow. Working, come to the ballpark. You guys are on the road all the time, but for me personally, I don't travel with the team, unfortunately, not yet. Just kidding. Just nice to be here, see the fans. They're going to be loving it. They're going to be loud. They're going to be boisterous. They're going to come with the energy. And we play well here at home. We're 5-1, I believe, here at home this year.
5 straight wins at home, too.
Yeah. Lost the opener, and then since then we are just keep putting those W's in the win column. So let's keep it rolling.
First game tomorrow, out of conference for you guys, and it's first game that's not in the Northwest Division at home. So it'll be cool to see Springfield, and then we'll see Normal, which that's going to be a big game on Wednesday. O'Fallon twice, Burlington twice. So a big stretch of games. A couple teams that we've seen before. So I'm looking forward to it. Coach, what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, you guys all know that. Look ahead. You do a good job on that. We're pretty much day to day. I'll be honest with you, more process. And Liam, we talked a little bit on the road where it's always good to have you guys there to keep me in that kind of loop, because I'm very much
television, just
day to day process, pitch to pitch. I don't even really know game times. I know when we're departing. I know when BP is, and I'm very much station to station.
I like that.
Yeah, it just keeps me focused and keeps me. Keeps us, where it matters, right? Keeps me in the moment, and just take it step by step instead of trying to look too far ahead or look behind. It just keeps me in the moment, so keeps me checked in.
That's the type of guy we need too, because we need, we don't want to be ever looking ahead to anything big. As me personally as a fan, I can look ahead and have my wish list and what I want to see the rest of the year. But I know that's good that you and I'm sure the other coaches are the exact same way, looking at this game that we have ahead, this next at bat. Even I'd love to hear that.
Yeah. I think that I appreciate that. I don't want to say you guys have used me as a resource, but you've asked me questions about what's coming up ahead. Like you need someone to be in your corner helping you out, looking ahead, because you're right, as a coach your mindset should be what are the next 12 hours, what are the next 3 hours, what's the next hour going to contain. So good teamwork involved. But yeah, the homestand, I don't think we have 6 straight at home again this year, so it's a very unique part of the schedule where you go 6 on the road, 6 at home, and then 6 more on the road next week. So I don't know. What has been your message to the players in sort of handling those big swings of games, in a row like that?
Not too much. Just again, they're pretty process based too. They're obviously happy about wins and upset about losses. So it's good to see that they take losing personal. But they don't let it affect the next day. So they do a pretty good job of showering well, as you hear from Hurdle and those guys. But a big thing is for us, again, we want to be step by step. Leave the scenarios and the what ifs to the media, to you guys, to all those fun things, right? No, they're great. They're awesome. They're awesome for fans, and they're awesome for us to talk about. But at the end of the day, that doesn't really affect the outcome or the result. It's just kind of fun. So just keeping them focused. They're doing good. And like I said, we got fresh bodies. We got depth. We don't lose a lot when we play guys. We can mix and match and all have competitive at bats and good. So I think we're pretty fresh off the homestand, other than a couple guys got a little banged up. But other than that, guys are fresh. Guys are ready to roll. Guys are hungry.
As a player, when you back in your playing days,
That's a long time.
if you can remember that far
Yeah, a long
back,
time.
did you enjoy the, on the road back home, Or you guys had, or did you like the long homestands and the long road trips?
So we're in the old school era of where there wasn't a lot of road. It was you're going and you're coming back home. Like what we did in Bloomington, where those are rough. We had a lot of that. That's pretty much what it was. So it wasn't exactly these guys getting road trips and being able to stay in those. Having the opportunity to do those are pretty fun, right? It's enjoyable. I enjoy being on the road. I don't mind traveling. It's just kind of the fun part for me. You get to go see other places, meet people, see things. So I think that's an opportunity. But I will say that last day on the road is a grind. It's a long day.
You're ready
yeah.
And O'Fallon, that's what, a
Nice.
5-hour drive?
Yeah, nice six game homestand is going to be really good. But yeah, looking forward to the road trip. I think our guys and us as a staff will be a lot more prepared as well.
You get to sleep in your own bed. You get to sleep, can be comfortable. And hopefully, like I said, we have a 5-1 record at home. Hopefully it's time to get fat and we can just put together, hopefully 6 wins in a row would be phenomenal.
Yeah, the last thing I'll really say on that is being home. Going on the road, there's not another stadium that has a home base like we have.
100%.
We miss that, and I think that energy we miss too. And you shouldn't let that affect you, right? We should bring our own energy no matter what every day. But there was a very big difference of the crowds and the home following than what we're used to. So hopefully Clinton boys bring it, the Clinton fans bring it for us this week.
Absolutely. So 6 straight at home starting tomorrow. 6:30 first pitch versus Springfield Lucky Horseshoes. Hope to see a lot of the listeners there, and it should be a really fun stretch of baseballs. First half only has 2 weeks left, and for those of you who don't know, you win the first half, you host the playoff game in August. So these are some of the biggest 2 weeks of baseball that we're going to play here this summer. So be loud, be proud, and be there. Well, that's episode 2 of Around the Lumberyard. Appreciate you tuning in, and we'll be back next Monday for another episode. Soon Coach Monkman will be with us too. So Coach Monkman, Chris Mickelson, I'm Liam Sample. Hope to see you next week. But for now, thanks for listening to this episode of Around the Lumberyard.